We're gonna comps today. Comps. Because comps are what we do every day. Today I'm gonna get into complicated comps,
Right.
not just easy comps.
So do we need to get a computer?
No, I think just watch,
Take notes.
take some notes, yeah. But when we write an offer, we need to do comps to see the value of the property and when we go on a listing appointment, seller. Realistic in their price, and we have to educate them what the. We'll get started. Oh, this is our MLS. Coffee, get started. Let some people get online. Love it.
Is left-handed? Probably read, but
I believe so, yeah. He is left-handed.
I have to.
They say the lefties are a lot more advanced.
About that, but. Offended Aquarius. People I know that are Aquarius on that fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what causes that. Is that programming or is that just somehow?
Well, one thing I heard several that have been debunked. One is whenever you're born, the first direction you look in
Yeah.
determines whether you're left-handed or right-handed. I guess but I don't know.
So many righties though.
Yeah, no, only 8% of the world had a female left-handed.
Oh, wow.
And it's about what 10-12%, yeah, something.
Yeah, because if it was random like that, then it would be a lot closer, I would think.
But I'm left-handed.
Do you ever, like when you're young, say, well, I wanted to be right-handed and try to switch?
No, they never even thought about it.
Yeah. Because I was like, I wonder what it'd be to be a lefty.
Some people did.
It's not the bank, it's a notary office, huh?
Picture.
Oh, yeah.
Notary office has to be.
No, the escrow will order the notary.
That's awesome.
Can you escort to get a different notary?
Yeah.
What escrow are you using?
Yeah, the channel.
Yeah, tell her to get a notary. I have one if they need one.
Really?
I have, yeah, but it has to be someone who's
That's
familiar with.
lefties.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay. That was good. And, you know, it takes some getting used to.
Yeah. Good morning.
All right, so. I think it's really important that we spend time on comps. I'd like to do complicated, but I really think it's important because different technologies that we need to be familiar with. And it's something that we need to do every day for our clients. So again, before writing offer, right? You need to see the asking price is realistic. You need to show your client why you need to write an offer over the asking price. Right? If it's listed low, they need to see that. So generally speaking, for a house, you will only compare it against other single families. So the word comparable, CMA, comparative market value, CMA, comparative market analysis. You're analyzing a subject property with comparable properties. So you really need to compare apples to apples. So the way that I do my comps is looking for similar apples, right? So if your property is across from a park, you really only be using comps across from a park. If it's lakefront, You only want to comp it against lakefront property. If it's on a really busy street, you only want to use comps on a really busy street. Sometimes there aren't. And, we have to do our best. Now, in a condo, I like to stay in the condo building itself. And I will go really far back, just to see what the building has done in the past. If I find a condo building that doesn't have sales, that means to me that people are happy there. They like to be there. If I see a condo building that has tons of turnover, why are people moving out so quickly is the question. Sometimes you'll find a building. It just seems to me that everyone's happy there. They love it, right? If you're trying to comp land, that gets a little more involved because land is worthless. Land itself is worthless. It's what you do with the land that has the potential of the land that gives the land value. So when I say worthless, I don't mean it's worthless. It doesn't generate income. That's
That way they call it the improvements.
improvements, right? So it's the potential for improvements that give land value.
Yeah.
So if you have toxic land, right? So let's say there's an oil spill, like you own a property next door to a gas station that had leaky gas tank. Your land is now toxic, probably, and it's going to cost you money to remove the toxins out of the earth. So now you own a liability.
I remember years ago, I was in a my agency class, 1,000 years ago. Like I would always talk about that. If you were to buy a gas station, well, why would you buy the gas station?
Right, you could be inheriting a future toxicity problem.
Yeah.
So so the difference between commercial and residential for inspections, when you buy a regular residential property, you're going to do a general inspection, chimney inspection, sewer inspection, all those inspections. The commercial property, like an office building or a warehouse, probably just going to do a general and a sewer. It doesn't have a chimney. You're going to do a general inspection, maybe a sewer inspection. There's one additional inspection you're going to do in the commercial world. It's called a phase 1. And the phase 1 inspection is a historical inspection on the property and its neighbors who used to occupy the property and the neighbors. Because was there a printer there? Was there an auto repair shop? Photo developing shop? Like anything that could have chemical that they didn't have the same EPA regulations as they do now. People would just, dump it, flush it, whatever. Who knows? So, anyways, you do a phase 1 inspection if it's commercial. The phase 1 is going to look up. It's also going to look up to see if there have been any leaky gas tanks next door. When I look at property, now this is besides comps. Like, if I'm going to a property, it's not often that I'll go to a property and jump up and down with a buyer. Like we're looking, and I'll go to a property and it checks every check, right? Every checkbox. And I'll jump up and down. I'm like, this is it. Like, because for me, when I look at a property, I'm looking at the drainage. I'm looking on, is it on a flat or is it on a hillside? It's great to be at the top of the hill. When you're at the top of the hill, the water is flowing away from you, right? Even if you're not at the top of the hill, but there's people below you, that's great.
Not in Rancho
You don't
Palos.
want to be at the bottom in the basin, right? If you're at the bottom and all the water is coming to you, there needs to be a way to get rid of it.
But Rancho Palos Verdes,
Yeah.
they're on top of the hill.
I really feel bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Down it says right down, right below, we are up and down.
I feel bad that there's no insurance for those people.
No, and you have to pay taxes, you have to pay no relief, nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna have to walk away. They lost the money, the lender lost the money,
It's awful.
everyone loses. Yeah,
The whole thing's gonna be red tagged.
yes.
My son said he had a personal guarantee. What kind of personal guarantee you have on the loan? You can't walk away.
A personal guarantee means
What does it mean? Can't walk away?
a personal, well, every loan is personally guaranteed. It's just secured by your property. Every loan is a personal loan.
I see.
If the loan is made to an entity, that's when you would have a personal guarantee.
Oh, maybe that's.
Right, so, if I'm applying for a credit card for my corporation,
Uh-huh.
they might want my personal social security number also as a personal guarantee.
Oh, I see. To the entity, the personal, yeah.
Yeah, you can have a corporate card with a tax ID number only,
Yeah.
and some banks are gonna make you have a corporate card secured with your.
You have a non-recourse, which is
So non-recourse loan
is
in
collateral. Collateral supports the loan, not
a
personal.
non-recourse
Yeah.
loan.
It's not the person itself. It's like if you had
If
if
there's
you
a
were in a trust
foreclosure,
or
if there's a
LLC.
if there's a foreclosure on your primary residence and the loan is your purchase money loan, that's a non-recourse loan. If you lose the property, they can't go after you for the balance. If you refinance the property, it's no longer a no recourse loan.
Right.
It's only the first purchase money loan.
Term.
So
Oh,
that's what I remember.
Mhm.
Only be wrong.
1,000 years.
But that's what a non-recourse loan is gonna be your purchase money loan in California. I don't know any other state.
Are we doing specific syllabus for this next
Today I'm doing comps.
comp? So
Comps.
if we have questions, we can do it after.
Oh, so do you have any other tech questions?
I don't know if they're tech questions, but I do want to learn how to actually write an offer.
Okay, so that was my class yesterday.
Sorry, I missed that.
No, it's okay, but they're on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched one of the YouTube things. I was just wondering if we could.
Yeah, so from kwbhvirtual.com,
Yeah.
if you go to helpful links
Okay.
and then you scroll down to KW.
Give me 1 sec. Let me get to kwvirtual.com. And I'm there. Helpful links.
Helpful links, and then go to YouTube videos. It's the fifth,
KW YouTube videos. Got it.
okay?
Uh-huh.
And then you'll see if you click videos sorted by date uploaded.
Sorted videos.
Yeah, so the 1 day ago was the residential purchase agreement part 1,
Got it.
and then 18 hours ago, residential purchase agreement part 2.
Got it.
So that's Kate.
That's my build seconds.
And writing the offer is one
Oh,
of them.
that's the offer, yeah,
Is which one? The
both of them.
both of them.
So part 1 is filling out most of the pages in the beginning,
Right.
and then part 2 is really getting into the paragraph stuff.
It's pretty.
You can have a,
In my office, after class, I'll give you.
yeah, just give me a copy. Everything is in there.
Yeah.
Everything is in the
I'll
copy.
also have.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes,
if it happened.
Of course.
I mean.
All right. So the first step for dad is showing the property,
Yes.
right? So you're gonna show the property, and in order to show the property, you have to have a showing form. So maybe that's the first place we should start today, is just how do we get to a showing form? Yes, everyone needs to do that first. All right, we'll get rid of this guy. All right, so where do we go for a showing form? That's gonna be CAR. You have to first go to car.org.
And this is gonna be the baby, the mama or the papa bear? Or these are different?
This is just the showing form.
Okay.
Just the showing. So, yeah. Now, right, you could do a buyer representation agreement and not have to fill out showing.
Hmm.
If you have a buyer representation agreement, you don't need a showing. So let's put, you're gonna go to car.org and then you're gonna log in. And then if you're working with a buyer, you'll probably create a transaction with your buyer's name to start. I like to have transactions with my property address, but if you're just starting to work with a buyer, so that's what you'll do. Press transactions. And down here is the second transactions. It's gonna validate you. That'll be the third transactions. Transactions. Now we're gonna create a transaction. So we're gonna press new.
Oh, Judge, hold on. I have a problem getting to the form right away, so, I mean, I can get it from the.
That's what we're showing how to do, how to get to the form. So you go to
Right,
car.org,
right, yeah, that's.
then you're gonna go transactions, and then you're gonna hit new. And then we're gonna say new purchase or offer, because we're working with a buyer now. And then you're gonna name your transaction with your buyer's name. So I'll just say, who am I working with today? Today,
It's not Angelina Jolie.
it's not Angelina, it's not Brad Pitt. Who am I working with today?
It's too bad. They seem like they would be good buyers.
Mike Tyson.
All right.
Mike Tyson.
Fighting next month.
He's fighting, when's the next?
I think it's the middle of next month, something like
He's
this.
fighting his,
Wanna fight?
Yeah,
fighting his demons. Who's he fighting?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Oh, that's, yeah.
Sure.
Can you win round one?
That's his only chance.
That's a good bet. I'll say
Jake Paul's.
Mike Tyson, and that's our buyer for residential, and we're gonna hit save. The only thing I clicked, I entered his name and I clicked residential. And I'm pressing save. Okay, so now I need to get to the showing forms. So there's two ways to do that. I can click the blue tab on the right called all forms. Or I can click on,
Did you name the property address? He said, oh no. You didn't,
give it a property address. I named it with a person.
oh.
So now I'm in the transaction. So there's different parts of this area in the transaction. When I do it, it takes me to the summary page. Now I can click this add doc, or I can go straight to the blue on the upper right and press all forms. If I go to add doc, it's gonna ask me where do I want to add a document from, and then I'm gonna say add it.
JJ, I'm sorry, did you do the document first or add doc?
If you do add doc, then you're gonna press add form.
Oh, add doc, oh.
Right, so you're either gonna press all forms, or you're gonna press add doc and then add form.
Add form, oh,
Take
okay.
you to the same place.
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
The first result you're gonna have is the buyer representation agreement. It's the very first.
Right, we see that, right.
All right, now. We are gonna either do that one, or we're just gonna look for a showing form. So if you wanna look for a showing form, you're just gonna click the box and you're gonna type the word showing. Property showing, that's it, that's the one we want. So I'm gonna click it. By clicking it, it adds it here into my transaction, and then I have to click directly on it, and that's how I can edit it. So for this form, I'm going to click where it says date prepared. It's gonna put today's date. I'm gonna put my buyer's name. Tyson, probably, I don't know if it's Mike or Michael, I don't know, Mike Tyson.
It's Mr.
Whatever he wants. And then this form is only good for up to 3 properties. So that's it. If you're showing more than 3 properties, you have to print 2 of these.
Is this also effective if you're showing people for leasing properties? The showing form.
So that's a great question. Yes, you'll want to do this for leasing. Now, there is another form
Mhm.
for lease representation.
Okay.
So if I press over here, if I press add,
Uh-huh.
that'll allow me to add a form. I'm gonna go to form libraries.
Can you also go to new?
Uh,
If you backed up?
where's new?
Oh, it's back on the CAR.
Yeah, so but I'm just from this screen.
Okay.
So when you're in this screen, I can always click on that all forms if it's there. If it's in the upper right and I can see all forms, I can always add a form from that area. But once I'm in this area, looking at a document,
Mhm.
I can press add,
Okay.
and then I can go to form libraries, make sure that says CAR.
And what are we looking for?
And now I'm gonna look for tenant.
For tenant?
Yeah, because you said tenant representation.
Correct. If you're gonna show somebody a couple of
Right. There's a
houses.
form called tenant representation,
TENA.
and this is a brand new form. So once I click and add it, the tenant representation form came out July of 2024.
And this
It's
is-
a brand new form.
Okay, so if you're showing somebody houses and they want to lease, this is the
I think this is the one you want to get them to sign.
before you start to do
Yeah,
that.
now this is asking the tenant to pay your compensation.
Is there one that also asks for either the property manager?
Okay. All right.
Owners to.
Yes, so this is for a tenant, you're gonna take a tenant around,
Yeah,
and it's by default, single family or if,
Okay.
if you check for condominium.
Uh-huh.
Um. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna take your client around,
Yeah,
show them property. They're
right,
gonna be interested in something.
right.
Then you are going to send them an application through Rent and Brief.
Now, is that on me or on the people,
That's on you.
or the property manager?
So, well, it's on, you're gonna ask the listing agent,
Right.
do you accept rent spree applications?
And if they do, then I would send it.
You'll go to rent spree and send them an application.
Some of the people that I've spoken with, not to get too far away.
Yeah.
They have the credit apps there, which is, should be okay too, right?
So this is the way I look at it.
Uh-huh.
I want my client to be able to use that credit application if they don't get accepted
Got it.
at another place.
Got
I
it.
don't want to have to run their credit twice.
Understood.
So
Okay.
I prefer to use the rent spree
Sure.
because if they don't get accepted, we can use the same rent spree application elsewhere.
Understood. Okay. That makes sense.
I've also, there are people that are really anti-running their credit, like they don't want their
Yes.
credit run. Okay, in that scenario, there are websites like annualcreditreport.com, which you can run your own credit once a year free, and it's not a hard inquiry. Annualcreditreport.com. So you can tell your client to do that, run their own credit on annualcreditreport.com.
There's no landlord
That will
anywhere that's gonna send
Right.
any tenant without a credit report.
Okay, so you can,
It's just not.
here's what, for people that are really anti-running the report.
Yeah.
I would say, run your own report on annualcreditreport.com. Pay the $8 or the $12 for your score.
Right.
We'll submit that with your application.
Okay.
And then if the landlord wants to run their own as a last second approval, just to verify,
Mhm.
then we'll give them permission to do that.
Or just.
Is that still gonna be a hard inquiry?
That'll be a hard inquiry, but they won't do the hard inquiry until that's the last,
Oh, just to confirm.
just to confirm that what we gave them is legit.
Bring a suitcase of cash.
Yeah,
For
right.
2 years.
Just a confirmation, just a confirmation.
Okay,
That's
so,
how I would handle that.
yeah, so rent spree, definitely. That's what people
Yeah.
are talking about when I do. speak.
Okay, and then you asked, how do we get the landlord to pay our commission?
Right.
Okay.
How do we get paid?
So there's a form, I'm gonna press add again.
Uh-huh.
There's a form, I'm gonna go to form libraries. There's a form called LCA. LCA, so if you just type the word lease,
Uh-huh.
there's a lease rental commission agreement.
Lease rental commission.
Lease rental commission agreement. Okay. This form protects the tenant's agent. So we are the tenant's agent now.
Mhm.
The listing agent has a listing agreement that protects them.
Correct.
This is the form that protects us, the tenant's agent. So
Lease rental.
lease rental commission agreement. So this is saying, you can check the box here. Housing provider will pay Keller Williams Beverly Hills,
Mhm.
right? Keller Williams Beverly Hills,
So,
compensation equal to whatever you're asking for.
right.
2.5%
2.5%.
term.
Mhm.
And then what about renewals?
Yep. Some of them don't like renewals.
Well, some don't like it, but I'm gonna ask for it, 2.5%. Right? What if my tenant buys the property? Compensation on subsequent sale to tenant,
That you like, right?
2.5% if they buy it,
Okay.
and that's it. And I'm gonna put here, this is Keller Williams Beverly Hills. Oh, Banker, Keller Williams, our license number. So this is how you protect yourself. You'll put your name here.
And this has to be executed by the
This will be signed by the housing provider. They're the one agreeing to pay.
housing provider or the listing agent? Are those the same thing?
No, so there's.
Has to be signed by the owner?
Yeah, the listing agent is not, this is signed by the housing provider,
Okay.
right? Because we are gonna be requesting 3 checks from the
Right.
tenant.
First, security
And security is the total amount,
and then payment.
and then we need to deduct our commissions out of that. So I didn't want this to be a lease class, but I'll show you real quick, lease agreement. Let's say lease, let's go. real quick. I'll just show you. In the lease listing agreement, when you go sign a lease listing, it says collection of compensation. Broker may retain compensation due from any move-in payments made by tenant to the broker pursuant to the lease or rental agreement. Broker is authorized to instruct the tenant to deduct the amount of broker compensation from any move-in payment and make a separate payment to the broker for such amount.
Okay.
So this listing agreement, if the listing agent used the CAR listing agreement, the broker has permission to deduct commissions upfront. Yes.
Didn't something change July 1st for rental agreements?
Talking about compensation.
Oh.
What recently changed was security deposit.
Okay, so it's just worth 1 month.
So a landlord is only allowed to collect a 1 month security deposit unless they're exempt.
Okay, and let's say.
Exempt, then, so,
So that means they don't pay.
so a landlord, if a landlord is, doesn't own more than 4 units.
Yeah.
Right, if they own more than 4 units,
He's exempt.
then there's,
JJ,
as long as it's in their name, right, it's if he owns it.
So any other time if for someone.
In 1 month, in 1 month, if someone owns an apartment building with 5 or more units,
Yeah.
for sure, that property and every other property that's the same name, can only get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
JJ, and this was a new lease. If you want new lease, if you want to lease that as opposed to new lease listing, which one? If I want.
I don't think it matters what you choose there. I think that's for categorization.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
don't think,
said, I want to lease my property, I said new lease, then he said, get the,
no, there's a residential and month-to-month lease, and then there's a residential lease listing.
oh,
So one's the actual lease and one is a listing agreement. But if it's the beginning. If you're creating a transaction,
uh-huh.
yeah, it doesn't matter what you pick, it's just for categorization purposes.
Right.
So if I go back to the dashboard here, or it's just transactions. Everything will be categorized. Like here, transaction name, is there categories? I don't know, I'm sure there's a way to search by categories, it doesn't matter. Everything's gonna appear in order of you working on it. All right, let's get into some comps.
JJ, can I ask a quick
Oh.
question?
Sure.
Sorry. Yeah, so since I have a lease listing, if a tenant comes on, doesn't have an agent, do I have to, when I show the property, do I have to have them sign a form?
Okay, it's a tricky question because leases were not part of the NAR settlement.
Okay,
So this is a really gray area, I believe,
okay,
because leases were just not part of the NAR settlement.
Okay.
So CAR and NAR, I think all of our California Association of Realtor forms removed commission for the buyer's agent, obviously, because that was the settlement. They also removed it from the lease listing agreement. I think just to not make things confusing, just to keep
Gotcha.
everything uniform. Does an agent need to have a property? Need to have a showing form signed for a lease? I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone is afraid to say no because we don't want anyone to get in the habit of not using it.
I got it. In this case, since the landlord agreed to pay commission to
Okay,
the,
how did the landlord agree to pay the commission? This is an old listing agreement?
no, this is brand new.
Brand new. Okay, so we don't have a way to get the landlord to agree in advance to pay it. Unless you,
No, that form that you sent me, the one that says that the landlord agrees for,
is this a Keller Williams document?
let me just quickly find it. I
So we
know
don't
it's-
want the landlord to agree, we want the landlord to request. Because that's gonna help us stay out of trouble. Landlord requests that broker advertise commission payable. If the landlord agrees, that means we're the ones asking them to agree to it, and that could get us in trouble, so.
Um. Okay, let me.
Now, there
the
is a
mul-
Kel-
the
there is a
multiple-
Keller.
The form is multiple listing service addendum.
Okay, so that form
Mhm.
only allows us to check a box in the MLS that
Exactly.
says concessions, yes.
Yes, so,
That's all, that now is, so it
But the-
just says that the seller is willing to consider paying something.
exactly,
That's all it says, willing to consider.
okay. So as
It's
long as
not-
I have that, so a tenant comes, doesn't have representation, I can show the property and then whatever we agreed with the landlord,
Yeah.
I can ask for.
Just to cover yourself, let me show everyone form. Just to cover yourself, there's a form called open house, OHNA.
Mhm.
Just type open house. Open house visitor. Anyone coming to your listing should sign in with this. So, doesn't matter what it is, just this will, not that one. This one.
Mhm.
This will cover you. So have this at your listing. Now you wanna, if you're doing an open house, you wanna print a ton of these, maybe 7, 8, 10 of them, just have them there. When people come, they're gonna sign in. It says here open house, but it's not necessarily just for an open house. If you look at the first paragraph, it says agent is holding an open house or conducting an in-person or live virtual tour of the property. Visitor is interested in viewing the property. Agent agrees to show property to visitor on the following terms and conditions. And then it's just putting the person on notice that you don't represent them. Anything that they say can and will be used against them, right? Because you're there for the benefit of the seller, of the landlord. Now, they're gonna put their name, and if they have an agent, they'll put their agent's name. That's it. This will keep us in compliance. That's it. So that will keep you in compliance. Now, their agent can sign them in. So the agent can put their client's name and write their own name here. Now, here's another question. If a group of 5 or 6 people come into your open house, do all of them need to sign it? And the answer is no, only the buyer, only the actual buyer. Or only the actual tenant, I'm saying.
For the same.
For the same property, yeah. If they're all come in as a group, it's only the actual person who's gonna be buying that needs to sign. Because. No, okay. All right, let's get into some comps because that's what I wanted. So I want everyone to be able to do some comps. So the first thing we're gonna do is go on to the MLS. And we are going, well, first thing we're gonna do is show the property, right? So we got that out of the way. We did a showing agreement or we did a buyer rep agreement. We show a property and our client likes it. Okay, so what I say to my client is, excellent. I'm gonna go to my computer and send you some comps. We'll figure out how much you wanna write an offer, right? It could be a lease comps too. So, you're not writing an offer in front of anyone. You're not printing a blank offer and while they're looking over your shoulder, don't worry, there's no pressure on you. You're gonna go back to you're gonna tell them, I'm gonna go back to my computer and send you some comps and then we'll write our offer. In the meantime, hopefully they've already talked to their lender because what you need to write their offer is proof of funds and a lender pre-approval. So that lender pre-approval basically says how long in escrow you're writing. I just went over this in my offer class, so. How long an escrow do we need? Can you do a 30-day escrow? We do. What's the loan amount? What's the interest rate on the loan? How many points? How long do you need for an appraisal? How long do you need for full loan approval? Right, so that's, once you have that, you can write the offer. All right, so we're gonna log into the MLS. Log into the MLS. All right, so everyone's homepage on the MLS may look a little different. I know I have 3 columns here. I don't know if anyone is able to get 3 columns. It's just very strange. So here there's edit layout. You can choose 3 column, 2 column, 1 column. I'm not sure this 3 column is appearing on people's choices. It's just so strange. And then page options, you can choose what's going to appear. You can hide stuff if you want to. But you're gonna have these boxes and you can move them around wherever you want. When you find this box that has all these different icons in it, one of them is rent spree. So this one right here is rent spree.
Where is it? Let me see.
I guess I'm trying to move those, but you can't move those. Okay.
Rent is free.
Rent spree. So rent spree is the one that you're gonna click on to send your client a rental application. Okay. The one that I'm gonna talk about today for lease for comps is this one, Cloud CMA. So Cloud CMA is gonna present a really nice format for your client. You can print it, you can email it, so it's pretty cool. Cloud CMA. I think everyone needs to go into Cloud CMA. And the first time that you click it, it might ask you to register. It might, I don't know. Might ask you to create a username and login. Once you do that, it's gonna automatically link from the MLS,
Cloud CMA.
Cloud CMA.
If you have done before, you don't need to register.
This is your homework this weekend or whenever you can. Go into Cloud CMA and click on your profile, upload your photo, account settings. So what I want to do is what I want you to do is work on your bio. You know, this is really, really important because it's gonna create a full listing presentation for you. Really great. I clicked it, it's taking a long time to load. I'm just following this. But this is really what you wanted. So I also I've scheduled in my calendar quarterly, so every 3 months, I put something on my calendar that says update bio. And I've scheduled it to have to recur every 3 months. Quarterly. I want to update my bio quarterly.
What are you updating your bio with?
I'm just looking at it to make sure everything's up to date. It's a reminder in my calendar. I should go look at my bio and make sure everything is up to date. If I need to add anything, I will. So here, when you click this and you go to account settings, this is the account settings.
So where did you go to JJ? I'm
I
sorry.
clicked on my photo and I went to account settings. Here's where you can change stuff. So you can upload your profile photo. That's a very old photo of me with hair. You know, I really should change my photo. Contact info. Right, just make sure that you're happy with everything there.
Can change your bio here too, JJ?
Yeah, this is where. So I think, oh, maybe not. I don't know. MLS credentials, okay. MLS password, I don't know why. It's not, I don't know. Custom pages, here we go.
You change your password and that page.
I don't know. It's possible, yeah. Lone Wolf account, so.
Got it.
Create or connect a Lone Wolf account. Allows you to sign into all of your Lone Wolf products. So Lone Wolf owns Zip Forms, by the way.
Right, CAR.
Right, they own it, yeah. So, all right. Custom pages. This is the area for you to modify your resume. That's what I call my bio. If I press this little eyeball, I can look at it. There we go. So I need to update it. This says with almost 20 years of experience, and now I have 20 years of experience. So I need to change that. So I'm going to click edit. I'm just going to say with 20 years. Good. And I'm sure there's more to update, but
JJ, where is the eyeball? I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
sorry,
The eyeball that you said.
the eyeball. It's
I'm in the profile.
It's on custom pages. You want to make sure that you do, you know, I that's the only one I have, but you know, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna spend some time on this because I wasn't using this Cloud CMA.
You used before.
I've used it, I was using it a long time ago because I really love the way that it presents properties. Because when I'm sitting with a seller, it has really big photos from the previous MLS listings. And I like to show a seller that I'm sitting with the kitchen and the bathrooms and the updates of a property, we can really get into the comps. I spend a lot of time on comps. It's important to price accurately. If you don't price the property accurately, you know, you'll know right away when you put a listing into the MLS whether your phone's ringing or not. If your phone's not ringing, it's overpriced. If your phone's ringing right away, it's priced
It's
right.
That's fine, and
All right. There we go.
Good time.
Now there, I don't know. I think it really pays to get familiar with this particular piece of technology, Cloud CMA. There's some good stuff here. So let's go back to the MLS. So you guys for homework should update your bio in there, add some testimonials. Okay. All right, let's. So if you go search listing and then you do a regular property search, that will just do like your normal property search. So you're gonna go search listing and search for single families, condos, whatever you're looking for. This search CMA has been phased out by the MLS. They're not supporting this anymore, which, you know, so you're just gonna get an error if you try to do it. So
Let's take it out.
they should just take it out. I don't know why it's there. They should take it. It's probably there to access old ones. And if it'll even let you, I don't know. Okay. Now, my step one is to search the public records of a property. That's my step one. So if you're writing down step one, it's to pull the public records. Why am I gonna pull the public records? Because I'm now in research mode. I'm doing comps now, so I need to find out more about my subject property, or I can find comparable property. So does any have a property that they want to comp that is okay to share the information? Like,
You can compliment that on the house that I'm on,
okay,
5545 Aura, URA Avenue,
okay, 5545A.
5545 Aura, AURA,
Yeah,
that's in Tarzana.
that's it.
9195136.
91356.
91356.
55454. All right. So it's a house.
It's a house.
Okay, so I'm gonna go
It's
search.
a palace.
It's a palace. Great. Search listing single family.
Palatial.
All right, now instead of entering information over here on the left side, which most agents probably that's what they're doing, right? I'm not doing any of that right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this little box here. It says subdivision, location, and radius. That little box right there. I'm gonna click in it, and that's where I'm gonna enter. Oh, you know what? I didn't go to public records first. Sorry. Step one is public records. So search public records. I have three choices of public records. The one that I'm gonna do now is the MLS Realty X. It's my first step. Go to MLS Realty X. It's gonna open a new window. And here I'm going to
Mine has changed, yes, 84.
search public records,
Yeah, but people have to look something.
MLS Realty X. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, it changed. The page looks different.
Oh, okay.
The search address is right there in that.
What's this address here?
That's where I'm gonna now type the address, 5545, or it should automatically populate. There it is.
It is.
And I'm gonna click it and it's gonna automatically bring up the page. Okay. The first thing that I always look at here is this blue row. And I'm looking for a tab that says foreclosure and I don't see that. Yay, okay, we're good. It's not in foreclosure. So if I see a tab that says foreclosure, I'm gonna click it. It's gonna tell me when the property is going to auction. All right, now that for me is like, hello, right? This is an emergency sale. This needs to happen. Now, properties that are in foreclosure or they're late on their payments, that's a great opportunity for you as a realtor. Right? Because you have the power to go list that property, maybe even stall or prevent the foreclosure and help the homeowner get full price for their property. Instead of it go to sale on some courthouse steps and then it only goes for 80 to 85 cents on the dollar. So I think it's a great, that's a great target market to go after people that are late on their payments. You're actually helping them by getting them the most money they can get by listing the property. All right, now I see this as an active listing. So if someone is calling me and asking me about a property as a seller, and I see it's currently active, I have to say, well, your property is listed. Like, you didn't tell me your property is listed. And that person may say, yes, we're interviewing agents when the listing's about to expire and we want to hire a new agent. Okay. I am not allowed to contact a seller that has their listing active and talk to them about not hiring their old agent when it expires. I can't do that. That's called soliciting. It's against the NAR code of ethics. If the seller calls me and says, I'm interviewing agents, all good. I can go there, I can do a listing presentation if they're contacting me first, no problem. Okay, so,
If you push comparable, it doesn't give you accurate.
well,
That,
you know what?
You do that, I mean,
What,
I think that's a good to do.
if you press the comparables tab here, I'm not gonna rely on those comparables,
Yeah.
but it will show me comparables that may not be in the MLS.
Oh,
That were tax
oh,
off market sales. There could be off market sales in this comparables tab. Yes. So that could be important. It could be. Like, if you want to make sure you don't miss anything. What I've seen recently in the MLS is properties that will appear that the MLS number starts with the word comp. And that means that it was an off-market sale and the MLS entered it into the MLS without it being listed. So that's interesting. Okay, so I'm just gathering information. Okay, so I see who the owner is. I'm gonna go down. I'd like to see if they're under duress. So
I know this owner, so
I-
Iranian guy.
I try to see how much they owe on the property. Okay,
I know him, no,
okay, all right. Let's do this. All right. So I see that the property, the last recording was in 2006. I see the same name in 2003. So something happened here, seller, buyer, I don't know, but 2003. So there was a recording on 11/20. I want to go back to 11/20/2003 and see a recording for a mortgage. All right, so I don't see a price here. Usually there is a price in this area. In 2003, I guess they weren't, it wasn't mandatory. Yeah, I know for a fact that you did not have to record price back then. You could have instructed escrow companies to record the price separately, and that's why it's not appearing here. But I do know that there was a $900,000 loan at that time. And then there was a $1 million loan in 2006, so that was refinanced. Then there was a $650,000 loan taken or just a few days later. That's probably a second or the line of credit. Okay, in 2017, something was refinanced. So that was probably the line of credit going up or something to pay off that line of credit. And then in 2022, $1 million. So there could be $2 million. There's either $2 million, well, probably not, because it's from 2006. So that's almost 20 years ago. It could be that they took $350,000 cash and paid the loan down in 2006. In 2006, I just know historically, interest rates jumped. But see, these loans were done at the same time. So this is, because these are only a few days apart, it has to be that he borrowed $1,650,000. In 2017, this second could have been refinanced. I think there's $2 million. I think there's $2 million owed on this property. But this is paid off a lot. So what do you think?
Well, I know that the owner passed away, so
Okay.
there might be something in there also where the son may or either inherited or bought it, so that's.
Do you think it's possible that there was $2 million owed on this property? I mean, this is already 20 years paid down. So,
anything is possible.
And-
I don't know
okay.
for sure.
so it looks to me, and this is see how this loan says private party? I think that this $1 million paid off this $850,000. But so I think you have a I think you still have $1 million loan with maybe 12 years, or I'm sorry, 14 years left on it. 14, how many, 26? No, 4 years left on it. Sorry, yeah, I'm thinking this is a 30-year loan, right? This might have also been an interest-only loan.
Mhm.
There were a lot of interest-only loans in 2006. So it could still be, all they've been doing is paying an interest, and it's still $1 million balance here. So they could literally owe $2 million on this property. All right. So this is information I'm just gathering now, for myself. Okay, now, what did the public record say? It says, oh, the MLS says this is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath. And this is for lease. So
Yes, it's also.
5-bedroom also. Okay, so it only gave me that information. So 5-bed, 4-bath. So I'm not even gonna look what it's listed for. Let's see, 5-bed, 4-bath. It's 5,480-foot palace,
It's a palace, baby.
18,220-foot lot,
Huge lot.
built in 1989.
Wow.
Okay, so when I see built in 1989, because I want to compare apples to apples, I'm not going to use houses built in 1930. I'm only going to use newer. I consider this a newer construction home. It's not an old Spanish home or an old English Tudor kind of home. All right, now we're going to get into comps. We've done our research. 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 5,480 feet, 18,220. The only other thing I'm going to do is write down the APN number. It's 2163. I'm not sure I need it now because the old MLS style is gone. 2163-002-055.
It was the APM.
Yeah, it's hidden right there. It says APN. It's right up to the end. All right. Now here we go. We're gonna do a comp. So I'm gonna go search listing single family. Search listing single family. And then in this box where it says subdivision, location, and radius. I click in there and I'm gonna enter the address. 5545 Aura Ave, and it should automatically populate. And then I'm gonna click it. And it's gonna take me right there. Okay. Now I have this box that's taking up a lot of room on my map and I can't see behind it, so I'm gonna exit it. Still gonna leave that little pointer. And I'm gonna zoom in. And I'm gonna change my view from map view to satellite view. That allows me to really see what's going on. All right, so just to look at the map view, I just want to show you things that I'm looking at in a map view. If you see this area on the right, it's very gray. So
That's true.
it's yeah.
South is down, right?
Now,
Towards the mountain.
Yes, so usually the houses south of Ventura Boulevard are gonna be nicer homes.
Yeah.
More money up here than north, but now, if I'm looking at the north side, you see how this area is more green? And this is more gray? Like, I don't know if can you see it?
Yeah.
Like this whole area between Tampa and Corbin there are bigger homes there. I see a lot bigger roofs compared to north of Oxnard and Topham. You see, it's just a different area. You can't, if you're comping a property here, you can't go on the other side of Oxnard. It doesn't, it's not a comp.
It's high density of this.
So now if I'm going south of Ventura Boulevard, I'm not using anything on the other side of Ventura. I'm only gonna go south of it.
There is one caveat.
Okay.
Next door to the property
Okay,
was a car wash, not the favorite, which has been demolished. And we think that there's going to be an apartment building erected there.
okay. Now, because of the location of this property, because I'm able to look at this map and I'm not just using information on the left side over here to get my comps. I'm getting comps off my map. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in a little more and see what's going on in this property. What's going on? So I'm back to back with a property right behind Ventura Boulevard.
That property on Ventura is no longer there.
The property on Ventura is no
Correct.
longer there, but there's gonna be a wall, whatever goes there,
There is a wall.
That's commercial right now.
in my property, right? Yeah.
That property, said it was a car wash there, would that spark any environmental concern?
It could. It potentially could. All those chemicals that were falling on the ground every single day for years and years and years and years.
Probably worse though for the new owners.
All those chemicals seeped into the dirt, into the earth, yeah.
It's also a strange property too, JJ. It has an easement. I don't know if it's actually on the property.
Yeah.
But adjacent to it with this long driveway. If you look at it, it's a weird.
Okay, here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. I only want to use comps that are against Ventura Boulevard.
Right?
So I don't think, everything on the, over here is more residential. This is
further
wrong.
away.
So here's what I'm gonna do now, and you're gonna think I'm crazy,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I want to compare apples to apples.
Yep.
I'm gonna press draw,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna click my little pentagon thing there,
Mhm.
and I'm going to, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go across Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
Now, I know that right now I'm going Tarzana and see, I'm sure I'm getting into. But I'm only gonna go a little far back here.
Okay.
Now, even some of these comps might be too far away from Ventura.
Is this one in Encino or Tar? I mean, with the Tarzana,
Good question, good question.
that's Encino.
So now I have clicked an area using this pentagon thing. I can also draw it freehand, but I use the pentagon and click. You guys can play with that, press clear, do it again. Now, there's also something here called layers. And I can click that and I can select area. And that will show me, okay, so Tarzana, I'm in Tarzana right now. To the left is Woodland Hills.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm probably not gonna cross.
Woodland is not.
Corbin is the barrier
Okay.
between Tarzana and Woodlands. Okay, so let's see how far that way I can go.
All the way. So
So I'm gonna actually go from Corbin to Lindley.
Lindley.
Okay, fine. So now I'm going to go back to draw. And I'm gonna go from Corbin.
Uh-huh.
Why did you do that, JJ? Was that some kind of classification or something?
Well, I'm just staying in the same city.
Okay,
And this has to do with appraisers.
okay.
And I believe here's Lindley. And now I'm just gonna go a little.
Just Lindley.
All right, so now I am in. Okay, there's still a lot of action. Okay. All right, so I am now doing comps. These are comps. All right, so now, what am I searching for? I haven't selected anything yet. All these things popped up, but I'm gonna click sold in the past 6 months is what an appraiser can do. I'm gonna go 1 year.
Okay.
Last year, apply. Now it's only gonna show me properties that have sold in the past year. Look, I only have one.
It's been a slow year.
I only have one property in all that area that's sold in the past year. I might even click sold again and go back. So this is
2
from,
years.
this is starting 10/11/23. I'm gonna change it to 01/01/23,
So that's a year and a half.
year and a half, yeah, apply. See if I get any more results. Oh my God, 8 listings down. Great, excellent. All right, these are the comps. These are the comps. Now, hopefully, I have something that's close to a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 5,000 feet, and I highly doubt it, but let's see. I'm gonna click view listings. And let's see what we got. So 1,500 feet, 2,600 feet. So there's no palaces here. No palaces. Okay. I'm gonna go back to search criteria.
Go back towards the mountain. You know,
I clicked on search criteria. That's what took me back. View listings, search criteria. Okay. I'm not going further this way. No, I'm not yet.
Mhm.
I'm gonna click sold again. And I'm gonna go back now to 2022.
Okay.
And then apply. And I went from 8 to 10. I only got 2 more listings.
In your search, the parameters, the drop downs, can you also put it in 5,000 square feet? Will that?
I can, but it'll eliminate everything.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
The more information I put on,
More specific.
yeah.
Oh, let me-
Now, if you look at this second comp here, it says comp
Mhm.
instead of an MLS number. That means it was an off-market sale.
Okay.
Search criteria, well, sold, We go back to 2021.
Okay. That's not it.
That's a big difference.
Let's see. It only gave me a few more listings. Let's see.
Interest rates were 3%.
Okay, so let's see, square foot. So I have here at 3,500 feet.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a problem.
still not.
Can you get the square foot in that close vicinity and get the idea? I mean,
All right, so,
that's, I mean, 2,000.
okay, so look, I'm not finding any sale comps.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I know that you're going to explain how you go about this. Can you take the recent sales, look at the base, and even if it's not apples to apples,
So
look at
now
this,
what I need
look at
to
the
do-
price per square foot?
now what I need to do is I'm gonna go away from Ventura Boulevard
Okay,
and I'm gonna find
away meaning south?
south,
Okay. You're gonna find
but
that,
I'm gonna heavily discount being on Ventura Boulevard. How much is that worth? I have a friend who owns a property right behind Supersalt. Which is White Oak, it's like White Oak and Ventura. Why did he buy this property? Because I wasn't his agent.
it's right behind
He
what?
bought a property right behind the supermarket against the wall, the same thing, against the wall, same. Every morning, the trucks come to deliver
Right.
the pallets and park in front of his house. He's freaking out every day. He's miserable. He still lives there.
He's still a friend of yours?
He's still a friend of mine.
Whether rent it out or real something else.
I feel so bad for him. He's, he has to deal with this.
breakups.
You know, it's what it is. But
How actually is to go by a square feet? I just want to.
Let's see what happens.
look, what are we gonna do now? Look,
Let's
this
see your
is a
plan.
real life scenario. What are we gonna do? We need to put a price on this property.
How are they pricing this?
So what I'm gonna do is now I'm going to stretch out my area. I'm not gonna, so look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this down a little bit.
Now you're
I'm
gonna,
gonna move this down a little bit. I'm gonna find something.
now you're gonna find them.
Now I'm gonna find, but yeah, move this down. Just getting.
Oh, look at all those.
Okay, so I'm getting more comps now. It's obviously not behind Ventura Boulevard. A little further away. Now I have 71 listings. I'm gonna change my sold back now to 2023,
So just a year,
just
year and a half.
year and a half.
Okay.
That'll give me 29 listings. All right, view listings. Now I'm gonna sort by square footage.
There you go. There's some.
So now look, now a 5,500 square foot house seems to be a pretty rare property in this area. Pretty rare to be that close. Okay. I do have a 6,200 foot house that's sold in Tarzana.
Yep.
Further up,
When was the sale on that
and
one?
that sold for 4.9.
What was the
It
date
was
of?
asking fun. It was asking 4,995 and sold for 4.9.
Okay.
Not bad.
Good.
Built in 2023 though, brand new
Brand new.
construction.
And what's the sale date on that? Does it say?
It doesn't say on this form. Now I've created this results with dates. How did I do that? If you go over here, up here to this one line,
Mhm.
you can go to the one line. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. I'm gonna click on one line builder, and I need to add a status date. So I can create new or I can copy. So here's the one line system default. This is the columns that are in it. I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm just gonna search for date. Okay, change date, contract date, listing date. Sold, lease date. That's the one I want. Sold date, right?
Yes.
Sold or lease date or status.
But we also know those all sold within a
I
year.
think the last status date's the one I want. It's the last status, okay, last one. I'm gonna add that. Now I'm gonna save and load it. What's the report name? I'm gonna call it one line status. That's just for me to get in the future. I've reached my maximum. One line status date, and I'm gonna press save and load. Warning, the report name already exists.
Mm.
Okay, so just showing you, I've already done that. So I'm going to click on one line, go to one status date. And it just added the status date.
Got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
So now I know, so that's a 6,200 foot house that's sold in November 23, but it was brand new construction. So now we're talking about a brand new construction house that is not on Ventura Boulevard.
Year old.
Right. So I don't, so definitely this house is not worth 5 million. We can agree on that, okay? So let's go to the 4,700 foot house, that's closer. That sold for 2.7. The lot is 9851. Now, our lot is 18,000.
It's big.
So that's a big lot,
That's $1 million, I think.
built in 2007. So this is on Lynette. Let's take a look at pictures.
Look at that.
Mhm.
It sold for 2.6.
So this was built,
It's for lease right now also.
this is, this sold for 2.7.
As we like to say, it's a bargain.
Yeah.
2.7 in Tarzana.
Property taxes are.
The Tarzana. It, what, is this city on, what city is it in? Tarzana? Yeah,
Tarzan.
we used to Tarzan, go to see the Tarzan when I was a baby.
Yeah, the writer of Tarzan lived in Tarzan.
That's right. That's how they got the name, right?
Yeah.
See that the.
If you go to the Tarzana, if you go to the Encino post office, or no, if you go to the Tarzana post office, they have all these books in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the original,
I didn't see those.
all the original, it's written about Tarzan. Okay, so how do we put a price on this property? Well. 2.7 is what sold for 4,700 feet.
Mhm.
And then I'm looking just at the prices of these other properties. I don't see anything even close to that. So let's just say, what is the price per square foot?
Yeah.
So 2.7, 2,700,000 divided by 4,707. What does that come out to? Anyone know got a calculator? Here, let's do it.
In my.
We had $1 million to it because of the yard.
Is it the land?
Land because you built it.
It's not
600 per square foot.
No,
2,700,000,
It's gas.
and then we're gonna divide it by 4,707.
Uh-huh.
Comes to 573 a foot. What'd you say?
It's at 6.
Okay, and now we're gonna take that number and we're gonna multiply it times 5480.
Now move that house to this side. of the-
maybe.
Okay, that comes out, well, that comes out to 3.1 million, 3,140. So John, what do you think about the location versus the added land? Maybe they make up for each other.
Right. And the land is again, you can build to ADU in that one.
Okay, so I can tell you, everything has a price.
Right.
You need to find a buyer that's okay with living right behind Ventura Boulevard.
Right.
That's the challenge.
The guy who has an RV, so we can pull it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I love it.
there's a great drive for the
Okay,
RV
so
in the
can
back.
you park an RV between the wall and the house?
I believe so.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
The second story, though, is still gonna have the noise from Ventura Boulevard.
A little bit. I mean, there's some adultery.
Now, is there gonna be an apartment building being built there? Another concern.
Is that R1? That's R1 zoning now.
Uh,
What's the zoning? That's it.
It's the house number one.
I don't know what it's.
If it is R2, that makes a big difference, really.
all right, it's gotta be R1. Well, no, it doesn't have to be, but I would think it's
Yeah.
less than. So, you need to find a buyer that's okay living behind Ventura Boulevard, that's okay with gonna have an apartment building behind it.
Yeah,
That apartment building is gonna be
Okay.
looking into their backyard, no privacy.
every day. It's not as dramatic as that.
That's south of Ventura.
It is south of Ventura. Okay. This is how we do it comps for a house, and this is what we're doing. So now, if the property was further south, much easier to get apples to, and not this big.
But I also know you like to drill a little bit deeper, like you like
I
to see what the fixtures are.
Oh, yeah,
appliances,
I don't have, yeah, right, I don't.
All of that good.
So if I'm sitting with a seller now,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be printing these photos in Cloud CMA.
right.
So let me just show you how to do that real quick.
Gosh.
So this is really easy, guys, this is really easy, watch this. Only these, I'm gonna use these 30, I'm just gonna click these. and I want to bring these to my seller.
Yeah,
So I'm clicking those, okay?
special listing.
And then look, there's this cloud CMA button right here. See that?
Right.
I'm just gonna hit cloud CMA. Create a CMA. And it's gonna automatically import the ones that I selected. So you see here exact listings. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listings. That's what I just selected. And now I'm gonna enter my subject property's address. 5545 Aura. And I'm gonna select it. It puts in here 5-bed. I know that it's 4-bed.
Yeah, I want to compare with the square foot that you put price. What's the difference
So right
between?
here, see, there's no property photo. I
Right,
might even go now to Maps, to Google Maps or Apple Maps, and do a screenshot of the front of the property and then add it here in the cover book.
Yeah.
Right? And then fetch listings, watch what's gonna happen. I can put my client's name there.
but it's a nice price. It doesn't give accurate price. That's a problem. It said medium, high, low.
I'm more concerned with sitting in front of my seller and
Right,
really going through. I don't like the automated comps. I really want to sit and go
Yeah.
through the improvements. I want to look at the location.
got the look, got the,
If you didn't look on a map and see that it's right behind Ventura Boulevard, excuse me, and you come to that property with comps, throw them out the window, right? Because you're doing comps, right? You're gonna have to subtract. Client can't be blank after all that time. Great. So that was Tyson.
It's the types.
Think it's a step by step, in your, sync stuff that they see by CMA.
Okay, here's what's really cool. I don't have a step-by-step cloud TMA. Doing it now. I mean, I'm happy to,
Okay,
we're recording this.
oh, you're recording this?
This is recorded.
Okay, so I can.
All right, so I love this because it has,
yeah,
right? You can see where the listings are. You can rearrange them here. You might also want to add some active listings. What's your competition? And then you can press customize report. Customize report is going to show you all the things that you can include. So here's your agent resume, your bio, your cover letter. This is why I was saying you want to customize those pages. You can go and edit them right now, or you can do it in your profile. You're able to add all these things just by clicking a box. So what do I want to add? Listings, more photos. I love photos. Analysis, sure. Seller net sheet, average price per square foot, let's add that one. Closing, staging your home, yes. Features that sell, yes. If I have a testimonials page, my ratings and reviews on Zillow, sure. Just add that one, my rating.
it's a similar way you put it, JJ.
I need to put in my Zillow name in order for that to work. Anyways, when I'm done, it's gonna ask me to choose a theme. So I'm gonna click this and choose, I can choose any of these themes. What do I want my thing to look like? So modern. Modern dark red is the Keller Williams color. Modern and dark red, let's see. I'm just gonna choose it. Just gonna choose it, not gonna wait for it. Blank face. And then after I've applied my theme, I can press create CMA, publish report. Boom, publish report. It is now creating a beautiful, beautiful presentation for me. Publishing. Now I can email this report to my client and they can review it. If you're going on a listing presentation, you can send this to your client in advance. When you get to your listing presentation, you can say, is there anything we need to discuss before we sign the listing? Mark,
I should not know what to thank you. You Monday,
Have an easy pass.
I hope so. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing to you. You're gonna be the same one, huh, Young?
Yeah, young Israel, yeah.
Yeah. I go to very good shape. Okay. Thank you.
All right, this is taking a long time. This is doing this is pulling all the information out of the MLS. It's really great.
Are you gonna do another one of those?
I will do one for a condo, yes.
Oh, no, we're talking about house.
So you want to say goodbye?
I've been sitting on it for 6 weeks. Trying to get on for.
Take a long time. It takes a long time, but it's a beautiful report.
Oh, my God.
Telephone, anyway.
You stayed.
John, your phone.
That's Richard, that's Richard.
That's it, enough.
Sorry, Richard, I almost gave away your phone.
Every Monday. Thank you, Jennifer.
All right, publishing, I don't know, this is taking forever.
Easton doesn't.
Would you send that ahead of time? Or
Um,
would you want to have it in your hand when you're showing it to them so they wouldn't get scared away by some of the comps?
JJ would walk him through.
I
Right?
have never sent it before.
Okay,
That's not my thing.
Walk him through.
or if you're doing a Zoom, maybe.
I print it and go through it together.
Yeah.
Now, what if your client, what if you're not meeting your client in person?
Yeah,
You might be being contacted by someone who inherited a house and they live out of state.
Hmm.
Right? Then you'd have to send this.
yeah. I would send it like.
But
5
you like
minutes
to
ahead.
be able to answer questions if they have any,
Yes, yes. So I would probably do a presentation on Zoom
Yeah.
with this. Oh, this is really taking a long time.
Wow. It's stuck for me too when I was trying to generate something.
So I've never encountered this before. Of course, it's gonna happen during class. I'm gonna press view while let's see what happens. Fetching listings, assembling notes. Okay, here it is. This is what you would send to your client, that they can click on. So let's see. Columns, 5 comparable homes. I'm gonna click it. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Yeah, so, but this will
Right there.
tell you, this is nice, because this tells you what the original price was. It tells you the listing price at the time of when it sold, so you can see if there was a price reduction. You can see how many days it was on the market.
How big is this one on the far right? It's 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 4 bath, square foot. Oh, it's 2,000 square feet less. But it's on Aura, it's on the same street.
Sold at 5.
54.
This one on Aura, this one.
Yes,
Okay, so,
for half as much.
so this, 54.34, and we're 55.45. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Few blocks toward, I think,
Yeah.
away from Ventura.
right,
Oh.
so that was a 5-bed, 4-bath.
Yeah, yeah,
We were also a 5-bed, 4-bath.
right.
This is 3,500 feet. We're almost 2,000.
2,000 square.
And we have a 3 times larger lot.
Right.
So this was originally listed for 1,650, sold for 1,650. And it sold in April of 2023.
Wow,
It was only on the market for 5 days.
that was a bargain.
Wow.
So, yeah. And this was the most expensive comp. Oh, look how it says most expensive, closest to you. Bothwell, $5 million.
The value on that side of the hill is so much greater than it is on this side.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
3,500 square foot home for less than $2 million in Encino or Tarzana.
yeah, it's a bargain, right?
Well, comparatively.
Comparatively.
Yeah.
Let's do, okay, so for condos, I like to only stay in the building itself. So let's just look real quick what'll happen. Basically what's gonna happen is when we select our comps, we're only gonna select in the building. And then you're gonna press that little button that says Cloud CMA. Right? Someone asked me about a property this morning, which I just want to show you guys. Because you're gonna come across this. So the first thing we always do is search for public records. I'm gonna go search public records, MLS Realty X. Now this is a condo, it's a townhome. So I'm gonna go 9946 Owens Mouth. Have it. So I have all these different units. If I just click on the Owens Mouth without the unit, it's gonna tell me all the units that are in it, all the sales. Let's look real quick, search listing condo. So I'm not so concerned right this second about the actual unit number that's pumping. I just want to show you search listing condo. I just want to show you what I'm looking at when I'm doing my clumps. So 9946. Oh. Okay. All right, so this is a property right there. I'm gonna zoom in, do a satellite view. Okay, now look at what I'm comping now. I'm gonna be in this complex. So I need to find a property in this complex. I'm only gonna stay in the building. So I'm gonna press draw, and I'm gonna draw around this building. If there are no sales, say in the past 5-6 years, nothing. Now I'm gonna have an issue. I'm not gonna be using, I can't go over here to pull single family. So I need to find similar condos that are gonna be built around the same year. That's what I need. So let's just look real quick to see if there's any comps in this building. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna press draw around the building. All right, so I'm 28. I didn't tell it anything yet. So I'm gonna go sold in the past. In the past, it's gonna be more than a year. So let's just say 01, 01, 2020. I know that's far back, but I need sales in the condo itself. 01, 01. So now I have 0 sales.
I'd like to live there.
0.
So go back.
So I'm
Time?
back sold, and I'm gonna go maybe 2015. I mean, I'm just showing you. 3. So this is an issue, right? So I'm gonna go view listings. And when were these? So one line with date, one line with date. So this is 2017 and 15, way too long ago, not comparable. Now I have a problem. How do I comp this? It's a problem. So the year built on this was 1979. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my search criteria. Obviously, I'm gonna change my sold now back to like 2020. Okay. I need to find stuff around 1979 and similar. So I'm gonna zoom out. And I'm gonna have to, I don't want to cross a major area. So I'm gonna draw. Now I'm gonna change my drawing. So let's see. So, I don't know what choice I have. So I'm gonna now go all the way around. Okay, I don't know if this is commercial or what, but I'm not gonna use those houses. All right, let's see what I get. I need stuff around 1979. Now I'm gonna go over to the year built. So if I can't find year built, I am going to go to this little search for form field here, and I'm gonna go to year built. It'll take me here. Okay, so 1979. So I'm gonna go 1975 to 1980. And just see what happens. So now I have a lot of listings. My square footage on this property, I know because I did a public record, it's about 1580. So I'm gonna go square footage. Let's see, size, I don't know. Lot size. Living space. Yeah, living area. So living area. Where's living area, so. Usually an appraiser is gonna go plus or minus 20%. But I'm looking for something around 1,600 feet. I'm gonna go 1,400 to 1,800. 1,400. 1,800. Okay, now I have 29 listings, that's a lot.
Did you change your dates?
I changed my date to
Recent?
2020, let's
Okay.
go now 2023. And see what happens. Okay, I have 9 listings, great. I'm gonna press view listings now. Okay, so. Now I have properties that are similar. The year built is similar. Even though it's not showing in this column. I have properties 5,000,000, 550, 550, 566, 575, 600, 600, 600, 650. So I just know that I have a range here from 500 to 650. And I'm going to really pay attention to the upgrades in the unit. I'm gonna print these for my seller. And we're gonna actually have to compare apples to apples when we get there and see which building is most similar, what upgrades are most similar, and that's how we're gonna get to a price. And also, I'm gonna go back to search criteria. Now, what's also important is I'm gonna click active. And with the same criteria. And how many properties are we competing with? So basically, we're competing with one property that's asking 650. So this is gonna be our competition right here. Right, so that's what I'm bringing to my seller. Or showing my buyer if we're gonna be writing an offer. And then if I wanna create a beautiful report, I'll just select all listings and go to Cloud CMA. It'll import them.
It's crazy. There's only one listing out there to compare with.
Yeah,
Active listing.
so if we price it right, that means we're gonna get a lot of interest.
Less competition, that's good.
Now, so this has been on the market 12 days. And if you look at the other properties, 9 days, 48 days, 6 days, 5 days, 7 days, 5 days. So let's look at the ones that have taken longer to sell. Why? Why were they taking longer to sell? There was probably a price reduction, probably. So this one says up, up, and up. That's weird. Usually you see down, down, down.
What's when was the selling dates for the 60-day one? Is that more recently?
So people are raising their price?
People are raising their price.
Why is that?
That was 24, that's why.
So let's take a
It's selling
look.
now.
Let's take a look. So this one's 65 raised. So let's take a look. If we click on the price, let's see what happens. Yeah, no. So let's take a look at this one. They raised their price. So it was originally listed at 629. They raised the price to 655. They raised the price to 655 and sold it for 650. I don't know why agents in the valley do this. This is a phenomenon that I've seen. Where agents in the valley will adjust their asking price. Closer to what they got an offer for. So I think they probably got an offer for 650. I think they got an offer for 655. And then multiple offers. They changed the price. And then there was a $5,000 credit after inspections. And then sold for 650. So that's what I think happened.
So they created it to buy.
I've seen agents do this because here's what happens. You put your property on the market at a certain price and you have a bunch of multiple offers. So that low price is now it's really an artificial price now. So what they'll do is they'll accept an offer and they'll raise the price after they accept an offer.
And then they give the buyer
That sounds pretty seedy.
I've seen it. Like I've been in escrow in the valley with agents that I've seen it be done. It's weird, right?
It's very
Weird. It's weird. Let's look at one more that did that. To see how close it was to the sale price.
So they're really just fishing to see what the floor is.
No, it's not fishing.
They kind of are.
No, so you list the property low, you get multiple offers.
Uh-huh,
You're gonna go over your asking price.
hopefully.
Well, if you're in multiple offers, you probably are.
Right.
And then you change your listing price to the accepted offer price. You raise your listing price to the accepted offer price.
Are you scaring people away at that point? Or are you? still
that's
giving
the
offers?
But you already accepted.
That's the new price, because let's say that person falls out of escrow. You're now back at that lower price and you're not gonna get multiple offers again. So it's to protect the seller. It's just, you know, it is what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, I hope that helped you guys.
Thanks, JJ.
He said this is.
Call you at midnight.
It's Did your property, see the property?
Sorry, JJ, can I have a question?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, can we have these videos anywhere on the website or portals?
Yes, if you go to kwphvirtual.com.
Mhm.
kwphvirtual.com. And you're gonna click on help.
I've done this a couple of times, so it's nice.
Down is KW YouTube videos.
Thank you
And then
very much.
It'll appear here after it gets uploaded.
Thank
So,
you.
Claire, you have a condo list, don't you?
so just going back, here's another property where they raised the price.
Okay. What happens?
Out of town for like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
which is good.
Up, get back in it.
Yeah, I know, but makes,
You do all your CMAs right now, right?
yeah.
Today's
Like
the
those.
11th.